Let's call court to order. Today is Tuesday, December the 15th, 2020. It's 9:01 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Thursday, December 10th, 2020 at 2:15 p.m. and a supplemental agenda was posted on Friday, December 11th, 2020 at 3:30 p.m.
Thank you. This time, let's pause briefly for a moment of silence and then we'll have a pledge to the flags. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, today, I don't believe we had anyone call in for public comments. That would be under item C. Under D is proclamations, resolutions. We do not have anything this morning. I'd like to go, before we get to the consent agenda, I would like to go to item N1. This is an update regarding the COVID-19. So Elizabeth or Ryan, if y'all would give a report. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to go get started. I'm going to talk about some of the numbers from our surge testing program, and then I'm going to hit a little bit about vaccines to kind of give everybody the latest information that we know so far. Yesterday in Heritage Square, we were able, with the Aardvark mobile unit, we were able to test 401 people, bringing our cumulative surge testing, which is the saliva test, to 31,011. We're going to continue with that program until December 31st. That's when our surge testing will end with the saliva test. We are looking at continuing community testing through January, February. Those plans are in the works right now. We're working with our state contacts to see what we can do. We are also doing testing through Davico, which is that cheek swab test. Yesterday at Antioch, they were able to test 702 people, bringing our Davico cumulative total to 7,054. I just also want to give kind of a general thanks to the Family of Faith Church in Beverly Hills and to McLennan Community College. They were great partners with our Davico drive-through sites. They had very successful weeks, and so just a big shout out to them. They were really great, and we were able to get a lot of people tested. Does anybody have any questions about the numbers or any of the surge testing?
Any questions? Okay.
Okay, perfect. Now I'll move on to vaccines. This is kind of here's what we know so far. Last week, at the end of last week, Pfizer was approved for their emergency use authorization through the FDA. Moderna, which is another vaccine, is going to go up for its approval this week for its emergency use authorization through the FDA. There is a prioritization order for the vaccines. That order is determined by federal and state levels. You know, CDC, that's what we're looking at, and we're going to be following their guidelines as we move forward with vaccinations. So kind of that first priority, the priority 1A is what is known as, is going to be those frontline healthcare workers, those that are directly responding to COVID-19 right now. Our hospitals here in McLennan County are waiting on their first delivery of the Pfizer vaccine. They're expected to get about 975 doses for both Hillcrest and then 975 for Providence. And so as we kind of work through those priority orders and work on getting more vaccines and stuff like that, Stephanie Alvey with the Health District has started a vaccine coalition. So our job with Office of Emergency Management is to help kind of support the Health District as we prepare for vaccinations for the mass public. But that'll also depend on when those dosages are available, and we work to prepare for that. We have plans in place. We work with the Health District on this, and we will handle things as they come along.
Okay, any questions on the vaccines? So I guess right after the healthcare workers receive their vaccinations, and then they would start at the most vulnerable group of folks that would probably be, most of them would be residing in nursing homes or those type of assisted living.
Yes, it'll be
facilities.
the long-term care workers as we move forward, and then we'll go down the chain to first responders and kind of move through that prioritization order based on what federal and state guidance is.
Okay. And so, again, remind folks, if they're interested in following a lot of this information, there's several websites they could go to.
Always check out covidwaco.com. You know, Kelly Crane is the PIO for the health district. She's pushing out a lot of information. Also be sure to check out their Facebook page as well. They're trying to really encourage and get everyone as much information on the vaccine as we know it. So as we learn more stuff about what the vaccine is, what are those prioritization offer, what are those priority groups, as we move forward with that, we are trying to share that information with the public as much as we can.
Okay. All right, any questions for Elizabeth? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Dustin, if you would, let's go to the consent agenda, and there's some recommended pulls if you'll discuss those.
Yes, sir. Good morning. So under the consent agenda, we have a suggested pool of E3A and HR matter for Road and Bridge Precinct 1. Are there any other suggested pools?
I do not believe there are.
All right, Judge, do you want to do a motion to approve the consent agenda without
Yeah,
with that?
if there's
one
no other
exception?
pulls, with the exception of E3A, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under E3, Human Resources, E3A is Road and Bridge Precinct 1. Anna?
Good morning.
Morning.
Commissioner Snell is requesting the rehire of retiree for Road and Bridge Precinct 1. We present this because there are requirements under our policy and TCDRS requirements that we have to follow when rehiring a retiree. And this rehire does follow those requirements. This retiree, Willard Davis, he retired originally in December 31st of 2009, and so he meets the required break-in service window. There was a posting, he did apply, and Commissioner Snell was wanting to hire this retiree effective tomorrow, December 16th, in a part-time position.
Okay. Any questions? So it meets all the requirements to be able to do this. Is there, what's the pleasure of the court?
Make a motion to approve the rehire of the requested employee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, did you want to move on to budget, or do we want to drop down to accommodate some of those? I know under N2, we had the McLennan County Group Health Plan, and Randy McGraw is on part of the meeting.
Okay, let's go to item N2, A through F, on pages 8 and 9. This is the health plan documents. Good morning, Randy and Hannah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we have multiple administrative agreements that we're presenting for approval. We have 2 limited agency agreements that we're requesting be ratified. these agency agreements. One is for long-term disability and the other is short-term disability, both agreements. We're wanting to establish United Healthcare as agents for both of those policies. Specifically, we want them to perform the administration and issuance of payments under both of those policies for employees who are submitting claims under both of those policies. So both of these agreements establish and allow UHC, United Healthcare, to perform those duties as our agents. That is into A. Do you have anything to add, Randy?
Nope, that's a short summary. Yeah, the limited agency agreements are pretty simple. And since this involves reimbursing payroll, the real intent of that is just to designate authority to United Healthcare to pay some appropriate payroll taxes on your behalf when they pay the benefits.
I'm assuming that's Randy. He didn't look familiar, but,
Thought it was Ken.
I thought, yeah. Something
That's
going
my
around.
Santa hat in the other room.
Okay. All right. Took a part-time job. All right.
Payroll.
Any other
So
questions?
I can go on to the
Yeah.
next agreement if you'd like.
Yeah, if you would, just continue on. We can probably do them all with one motion unless someone wants something pulled.
Sounds good. So the next item we have N2B is the authorization for the excess loss or stop loss insurance application, again with United Healthcare. And so this is just insurance for the health plan with a deductible of $175,000. So if we have claims that go to the health plan that reach this amount, at that point, this stop loss insurance coverage will kick in.
Okay.
Randy, did you review this? And
Yes, sir. Yes, we've been over all of those and shared them with your legal counsel when appropriate.
on the cost of our stop loss, did it go up or down?
Let's see, it's actually pretty much constant compared to where you were before, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, but McLennan County has actually had a pretty favorable loss experience over the last year, despite the pandemic. And so from a fund balance perspective, you're going in, you're already in your new fiscal year, but you'll be entering your new plan year on a good, strong footing as well.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, Anna, go ahead.
The next item we have is the administrative service agreement with United Healthcare. So this agreement outlines the services that UHC will provide as the administrator of the county health plan, and that includes eligibility management, medical administration, their online enrollment system, which is new and something we did not have prior. Their underwriting and claim administration. They are also something new that is being handled by our third-party administrator is the administration of the flexible spending account, the FSA. They'll start to do that, and they are also administering COBRA as a part of this agreement. And the cost outlined in the agreement is what it reflects what was approved in the RFP process. That approval and this agreement was also reviewed by Randy and legal as well.
Okay, any questions there? All right.
The next item is an amendment to the current agreement with National Vision Administrator. So Vision is one of the few plans where we're not changing administrators. That agreement will continue with NVA, and there aren't any change in costs in administrative costs. We're really just tacking on an additional year of service through this amendment.
Okay.
The next agreement, we wanted to present an administrative service agreement with Cigna, who will be our, the administrator of our dental plan. That is not ready yet. It's actually under review. It has been reviewed by Randy and legal, and we're just waiting that returned agreement from Cigna. So that is one item it's not ready for today. So we'd like to defer that.
You said defer?
Yes,
So
sir.
the one change we're making on in that agreement is just a correction to their fee. They had extra 10 cents added per employee per month, but that's the only edit that we're waiting on from Cigna.
Okay.
And Anna, does it need to be in place prior to our next court meeting?
Randy, I don't believe it does it?
No, they're prepared to continue moving forward.
Okay.
Well, this is a new agreement with Cigna, so
Yes.
is it gonna be okay?
Oh, yes.
I think if the court wanted to, I think we could approve it. We could pull it and do it separately and have the approval subject to them making the required change. That way we just don't hold anything up if the
Okay.
court's agreeable.
All of the verbiage in the agreement looks good. It's just that 1 10-cent fee adjustment.
Okay.
And they've already acknowledged it. It's just working its way through the corporate chain at Cigna.
Okay. We'll
I spent a
hold,
lot of money to correct that 10 cents.
okay. We'll hold that, until after we approve, the rest of them, assuming they're approvable. Okay, Anna, go ahead.
That completes the agreements. We are towards the finish line here. The implementation of these new administrators for our 2021 plan year. I think pending, the only major document remaining is our summary plan description for our health plan, and that is underway. And part of the administrative service agreement with United Healthcare actually includes their assistance with that development of the summary plan description. So
Okay.
we are almost there, and approval of these agreements will get us
Okay.
close to that finish line.
We'll hold, for right now, N2F, and so if there's no other questions, is there a motion to approve, N1, N1, through? Pardon me? N2. Yeah, okay, and under N2, N2A, B, C, D, E. Is there a motion to approve those?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under N2F is the item that we previously discussed. We're waiting for some documentation. So we would entertain a motion to approve, subject to final review and recommendation by Randy and Anna. Is that, Dustin, is that an appropriate motion, do you think?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, what's your pleasure?
Motion to approve the administrative service agreement with Cigna, subject to the changes outlined and approval of legal and Randy McGraw.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Okay, going to under P6. This is the Expo Center naming and logo. And then from that discussion, we'll go to item P7, which has to do with the Coliseum paving alternate. So, good morning, Wes.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Certainly appreciate the opportunity to be with you even though it may be in spirit as much as it is in person. So I won't take much of your time. As you have seen in your packet, a recommendation from our board of directors after some research and working through a ad hoc committee of community leaders. We looked at the new facility, the new expo building, and what we believed was ultimately making 40-year decisions, not 4-year decisions, and that we needed to have an iconic name for the new facility. An iconic name that not only looked to the future, but also allowed us to appreciate our past and where we'd come from, all the way back to World War I, World War II, when this was Richfield Air Base. We looked at a number of different items within our community, county, in the greater McLennan County area that talked about what we could do and what represented this facility ultimately to a wider audience, as we look at this facility being one that ultimately will allow us the ability to reach a new audience for McLennan County, an audience that we have not seen here because of the uniqueness of this building, and ultimately the opportunity to complement those other facilities such as the Coliseum or even the convention centers. We look at it. And so we talked a lot about, again, history and those kind of things, and we kept coming back to the air base history and what we have, and the fact that Richfield represented a lot of things, and ultimately the county investment in 1950, I guess in the late early 50s, and which opened in 53, that being the Coliseum, and that this was a facility that was donated by the federal government to the city of Waco, and then the county ultimately through the chamber built the Coliseum. And so we really looked at that air base as something that represented a lot of who we were. And so ultimately the recommendation on behalf of our board of directors is to name this new facility the Base at Extraco Event Center. The base represents obviously a lot of things. It's about a strong foundation and ultimately that structure that we built on, but yet it also gives us an opportunity to grow into something new. And so ultimately, as we looked at the word base and we looked at the opportunities, particularly to create an acronym using that would represent what this building would mean to our community and our county. We looked at words that represented us, like Bosque. We looked at words that talked about arts and sports and education and science and business and all those kind of things. And then the final direction of this group was to look at the words, or look at base representing business, arts, sports, and entertainment. We think that ultimately offers the historic perspective that we were looking for, but looks at future growth and becomes an iconic name. We can certainly see that as we talk about the base as it stands, could be a place where you say, hey, I'm going to watch my kids play volleyball at the base. As that name grows and moves forward, then those throughout the sports industry, throughout the arts industry, throughout the entertainment industry, and certainly in the business community here locally, it would give us a chance for us to really have that unique and iconic name, much like when you think about the Coliseum and what it was in the beginning of 53. So we think that a great tagline is come to the base where business, art, sports, and entertainment come together. So with that, certainly there is more to it, and I believe you have in your packet the representative logos that certainly show that. I can share that if I need to at this time, Judge Felton, if you would like for me to.
Yeah, but since it's
on my screen.
Since this is a recorded meeting, it would be good to go ahead and put those in as part of the record.
So let me pull it up right quick and make sure I share the correct thing here. Bear with me just for a second.
Okay.
Because I have two screens open and I want to make sure I share the correct screen. Not all y'all's pretty faces, but I could share that, I guess, since you can already see that. So, Judge, please let me know that you can see that.
I can.
Okay. So let me make it just a little bit larger. I think uniquely representative here is, as you know, as you've seen the construction documents, and hopefully that you've been out here at our facility to see the base, that you will recognize this shape as those entryways coming into the building. We looked at a lot of different logos. We looked at airplane wings. We looked at airplane propellers. We looked at landing strips. We looked at a lot of different things that could potentially represent the base, and ultimately our history, even in agriculture and things like that. And one day, as they were putting those up back earlier, I guess, really way last spring, we happened to be standing in the parking lot, and somebody said, "That's the logo. That shape right there is the logo." And you will be aware that there is one of these that Irwin Construction has developed. There's a prototype that will be a monument to the facility and those kind of things as we move forward. So we really believe that this logo representative of even a baseball field, if you think of it as far as first, second, and third base, it certainly represents sports. And of course, the diamond is a shape that represents strength and growth and development over time. And so we're excited to get this moving forward, and just ask that you support this in creating this iconic name here at the Extraco Event Center, and ultimately let it as we open it next spring, and look forward to really growing what we can do to create economic impact in McLennan County. With that, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, and certainly will stop sharing my screen when appropriate.
Any questions or comments that any of the members of the court want to make be appropriate this time?
I just want to say, I think it's a really clean looking logo, and with the base word spelled out with sports, arts, and entertainment and stuff. That looks really good.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I Googled it to see if there was other facilities called the base, and I didn't find any. So if you wanted to, you could call this the first base. But, base is fine. Boo! I'm getting boos from the far end of the county. Okay. Well, great presentation. Thank you. What is the pleasure of the court?
Make a motion to approve the logo as submitted.
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. All right, thank you, Wes. All right, next would be item P7. Kevin Carr is online and Wes is on as well. So, Kevin, good morning. Kevin, you may be on mute.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. And see you.
Morning, commissioners and judge. So let me see if I can share my screen. So just a quick, see if this works. Does everybody see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
So if everybody knows what we're talking about, way back several years ago when we developed the guaranteed maximum cost proposal, there was a section of paving, kind of the area that is between the new Expo Center that you're looking at and the existing Coliseum, where it's existing asphalt paving. A portion of it's actually grass. And so just so everybody kind of understands, I wanted to show this image first. So everything that you're looking at, including around this is the south, the Bosque side, is all brand new concrete and asphalt paving. There's brand new paving that goes on the east side of the Expo Center, and then all brand new concrete and asphalt paving on the back side of the Expo Center, as well as the west elevation. So everything you're looking at, once we pave it, will actually be all brand new asphalt paving. So that kind of leaves this one particular strip there undeveloped between the Expo Center and the Coliseum. And let me see if I can share a different image. So hopefully everybody can see. Did that come through?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the area that we're talking about is kind of this area. All of our paving, you can kind of see the coming around the expo center there on the west side. This is all brand new asphalt paving that comes on around and ties into that existing small parking lot on the south side of the Coliseum. So this particular area here in the red box is the area that we're talking about. So back in GMP time, we developed what would it cost to repave that area. Basically tear out the existing asphalt, completely rebuild that paving section, including the asphalt, and then completely take out the grass and rebuild that as a paving section as well. So we developed a cost back in GMP time. Let me see if this other image comes up. So here's kind of a plan view of what that looked like back when we did the GMP. So full paving section there in the blue paving. The yellow is the grass area. Again, a full paving section. The blue would be a heavy duty 3 inches of asphalt since it's a drive aisle. The yellow, which would become a continuation of a parking spaces or parking aisles, potentially would only be an inch and a half of asphalt. So when we develop our GMP, that priced out to about $185,000. Well, as we near the completion of the work and are getting ready to pave the entire facility, we started looking at that area again. So we developed kind of a revised plan in conjunction with our civil engineer, Walker Partners. So the blue area that you're looking at has basically a substantial base underneath it. So you can kind of see some images there. If you look at image like 5987 that I'm kind of hovering over right here, it's got a substantial base course already in place. There's 2 inches of existing asphalt. And then the grass area, obviously, it's grass at the moment. So we started talking to Walker Partners and said, what if instead of doing the complete paving section in the blue area and the yellow area, what if in the blue area, we just took off that existing top 2 inches of layer, left the base that we're comfortable is structurally sound, repaved the blue area with 3 inches of asphalt, and then did the full paving section treatment in the grass areas to kind of basically, when it's done, you'll never know what was done. It'll all look like brand new asphalt paving, but at the same time saves almost $73,000. So our revised paving alternate is coming in at about $112,000. So I guess what we're here asking for, if it's acceptable to the court, now is the time. We are going to begin pending the weather on the first day after the new year. I think January 4th, we're going to begin paving. It'll take us about a week to pave the entire site. At the same time, if this alternate gets approved, we would start work on this area in blue and yellow. We've already coordinated with Wes and the Coliseum group. So basically we would take, that area is going to become a construction area for the entire month of January, so that as we pave out, our final paving courses will be put in over here, so that hopefully come the end of January, we've got all the site paving in place on the Expo Center, as well as all the work and the new paving work installed in place on the alternate area. So again, I think what we're asking for is if the court is okay with us proceeding with this revised alternate number 2 of Coliseum paving in the amount of $112,221.
Okay, any questions anyone have for Kevin?
Kevin, on that first picture you showed us there, where it was yellow and blue, what about that second set of grass there that's just beyond that?
Hey, Kevin, if I might jump in there real quick, Commissioner Snell, that second set has actually got a lay down curb around it. And so it's actually raised and it has our transformers on it. And so ultimately it's better to have that protection of our transformers. The grass is, good to have a little green space back there. And ultimately we couldn't really use that area as we would for this front area for parking. So sorry, Kev, I just thought I'd jump in and help.
Oh, that's a great answer. Thanks. Appreciate the help.
No problem, just wondering.
I think if we don't do it, it's going to stand out that it's a piece that's unimproved in a highly improved area. I think it'll stand out, and we should try to sew this thing up and make it all look nice, all the way across. I think it, and I appreciate y'all going back and trying to work with, to try to save money, in this. 70,000, pretty good size savings for that, and it just took a little bit of work and thinking to do that, so appreciate that.
Sir.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, if not, is there a motion to finish that track as proposed?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Okay, we can, Dustin, let's go to Chris Collins' reports.
Okay, so that'll be starting with N13 Greater Waco Chamber of Commerce Monthly Economic Development Report for November 2020. Chris, are you on? There she is.
Good morning, everybody. We had a very busy month for November. As y'all know, we've had considerable amount of activity throughout this year, and it did keep up for us for all of the month that we saw as well. When you look at the level of activity that we've seen and the projects that have been moving forward, you can see that the projects most active have been related to Project Calcite Mineral, Project Yellow, Project Casper, and Project Sundance and Project Chase. When we're looking at the number of attraction inquiries, overall for the year, down in comparison to where we were last year. But again, given the fact that we've been in the midst of a pandemic, have not been able to travel and participate in trade shows and things of that nature that we've historically done as one of our lead generation activities, we've had a 95 year to date through the end of November. We had 10 in November itself. We submitted 6 proposals. We've submitted 63 this year so far. We've had well over our projected number of on-site attraction visits. And most of those have been virtual, of course, this year, but a lot of engagement that has been occurring with businesses interested in our marketplace. Our business retention program has been down this year. However, our level of existing industry requests has been up, as we would imagine. And our business development events have shifted virtually this time around, but we're continuing to engage with folks. With that, I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have about what's happening. We are going to figure out ways to assist them. We're working closely with Startup Waco, and we are we're working with our city partners as well and other our fellow chambers of commerce to assist the business community here. I would say that we've been asked as a community to share some of the best practices that we've had with other places that have been continued to see struggles with their small businesses. And I think that goes to show the partnerships that we've cultivated over the many years, and the proactive approach that we've taken to assist businesses has really become something that others are looking to for guidance as they're trying to help their own businesses and their communities.
Okay. Any questions for Chris? All right, is there a motion to approve N13
Chris's report for recording purposes.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
All right, we have two additional items for Chris. One's under H3, authorization of industrial business grant agreement with Unconditional Love Incorporated for investment in industrial and real property. And then also under I, Waco McLennan County Economic Development Corporation. Under I1 is authorization of program project agreement with Unconditional Love Incorporated. So Chris, whichever one of those you want to start with.
Okay. I got to share my screen to for this. So I'm going to turn my video off here. Okay, to give you some background, Unconditional Love, a California-based company that focuses on premium but affordable brands related to diapers, wipes, and childcare products, operating under the Hello Bello brand. Their whole mantra is about offering high-quality, sustainable products for anyone to be able to purchase. Making them affordable. So it's not just that you have to choose between being eco-friendly or being price conscious for your family. They have selected the former Domtar facility located at 2101 Texas Central Parkway in Texas Central Park for a diaper and distribution facility. This is a company that currently it has a different model from what we've seen in the past. So this is a company that is manufacturing for its own brand. They're currently selling their product in Walmart, but also, which is the very unique part, has a direct consumer component with subscription services that they're selling to people online across North America. So they are selling across the United States and also selling in Canada. They are the first U.S. diaper company to combine both production operations and direct consumer sales. So also a very unique and different model that we're seeing. And again, they do focus on eco-friendly products. And it's not just about the diapers and the care products that you would traditionally see from a facility like this. They have a whole other line of vitamins, lotions, and are moving into clothing products as well for additional brand awareness, but also continuing that relationship with the consumer moving forward. About the project itself, it's a $31 million project. They'll be leasing or subleasing the facility and have a 9-year lease with the option to extend the lease beyond the 9 years. With this, they'll invest $31 million. $28 million of that will be in the first year, with $3 million in ongoing investments in year 2 and 3. There are plans for potential expansions moving forward, but the focus of our incentive discussions today are related to the first phase of production that would come in. This will be 110 new positions by year 3, all of which will qualify through the Waco McLennan County Economic Development Corporation, meeting that $15 an hour minimum threshold, and an overall at full employment, an overall average wage of $40,000 a year. During those first few years of ramp up, they will have to maintain that overall average $17.50 requirement that the revisions to the Economic Development Corporation guidelines require too. They do have a significant number of production operators, so 50 of those wages will average $15 to $20 an hour. They'll provide health insurance benefits as we require for the program as well. The unique and another unique aspect about this project is the possibility of sales tax generation through the site. So because there is a direct to consumer component to this, if the company establishes a sales office that is approved through the guidelines of the Texas Comptroller's Office, it could generate and collect sales tax dollars directly to the company in the community, rather than distributing the sales tax dollars through the to the point of destination. And that could result in additional revenues for both the city of Waco and McLennan County in sales tax generations. So what we've discussing with the Economic Development Corporation grant is a $2.5 million grant that would be paid out, $500,000 of which would be available once the company had finalized its lease with no less than 9 years of a term, invested at least $9 million in equipment established at the facility, and created 50 of the Economic Development Corporation qualified positions. The balance of the $2 million would be paid out annually in $500,000 increments, so long as the company had satisfied the balance of their investment requirement and the job creation requirements as well, getting them to 110 jobs by the third operating year. With that, I would propose any or ask if there are any questions regarding the Economic Development Corporation grant.
Any questions anyone would have? Okay.
Judge, you want to talk about the business grant and then we can take both of them at the same time?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. The other component to the incentive is a business grant, both on real and personal property. The real property would be 25% of the real property taxes generated over a 5-year period. And the business personal property would be a 7-year grant starting at 70% and declining annually over that 7-year period. The business grant also includes a component that if a Texas Comptroller Office approved sales office is established that collects sales tax into the Waco McLennan County area, that there would be a sales tax sharing component. So these would be brand new dollars coming into the market that are not currently here, and that sharing would be 70% over a 10-year period. If they don't perform on that aspect of it, those dollars, there's no obligation from the city of Waco or McLennan County to make any payments. So looking at the overall project business grants and under consideration, with the business grant between the city and the county, you're looking at $1.2 million in value there over that 7-year time period. A sales tax share over the 10 years based off of these sales projections that they've given us of $1,120,000. The Economic Development Corporation grant paid over a 5-year window of $2.5 million. Looking at the overall economic impact of this project, these jobs will generate a multiplier effect in the community. So the 110 jobs that will be created as a result of this are anticipated to generate an additional 172 jobs in the marketplace. And combined between the direct and the indirect jobs, you're looking at well over $190 million worth of indirect and direct spin-off effect economic impact into the community through sales, salaries, and taxable sales that are generated within the community. Looking at the Economic Development Corporation grant, the $2.5 million grant has a combined 24% return on investment and a payback period of 4.2 years. The county's portion of that is 18% and 5.7 years. And then looking at the net benefits to the city and the county, There are significant benefits over the first 10 years, and then looking out over a 20-year period, those numbers continue to increase in a positive way. There are significant sales that are projected through the site, and we've been conservative in the numbers that we estimated here. Certainly, if their business continues to perform well and they see a large growth in that area, that would be more beneficial to both the city and the county, and the company would receive additional benefit as well. Looking at the property tax projections with this, McLennan County over the years 1 through 20 are anticipated to receive almost $2.4 million in property tax income, and this is based off of the current 2020 tax rate. With that, I'd be happy to answer any other questions that y'all might have.
Any questions? As you know, that business is, that facility's been empty for several years, and it'd be good to get it back up and running, so it'd be a benefit to the community. All right. Any questions? Any other questions? All right. If not, is there a motion to approve H3 and I1?
Make a motion to approve both H3 and I1.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Dalton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Thank you, Chris.
Thank y'all. Appreciate your support.
Thank you. Okay, Dustin, we'll go back to where we left off at the top of the agenda.
All right, so moving on to item F, budget amendments under F1 regarding the FY20 budget. Francis?
Yes, sir. So starting with F1A, we have one last budget amendment for fiscal year 20. So after we accrue back expenditures for 60 days and we do our final payroll accrual, we can now come back and clean up these line items. So briefly, I'll go through each section of this budget amendment. The first section is in relation to bilingual pay. So budget-wise, we budget for that. We just budget it as a lump sum for the entire county, and then we spread those amounts at year end when we know what those will be. So the first part of that amendment is taking care of bilingual pay. The second part is cleanup for salaries and benefits. Several reasons why we need these items amended. One, there are some instances where a position was filled before the prior employee's leave time was exhausted, and then we wait until year end to see exactly what is needed there. It's usually, it's in the department, it's just moving those funds around. Also for Jack Harwell and the jail, we budgeted some personnel items on the jail side, knowing that we would eventually need to split between the two facilities. So some of these line items are cleaning up between those two facilities. There's also always some rounding and timing issues in regards to longevity and retirement. There are some benefit increases that are tied to the bilingual pay. And then there are some actual overages that after the final payroll accrual is done, that we see actually do need increased amounts. And that would be in relation to some part-time pay line items, overtime, and the holiday payout. And then the last section of the increases on that budget amendment are operating related. The majority of these are related to COVID. Through this last year, there were a lot of expenditures that came up that were specific to COVID. And we were thinking that we would use CARES Act funding for those expenditures. So our plan was that we would move those over to the grant fund and we would be reimbursed for those. When all is said and done, our reimbursements that we submitted for the CARES Act grant funding are all personnel related. So same amount of funding, same amount of reimbursements, just on a different type of expenditure. So that allowed us to get the full amount of our CARES Act funding. So these are expenditures that we need to adjust budget-wise that we had originally had planned on moving out. And so that sums up that. If you have any questions about anything specific or general, let me know.
Francis, on bilingual pay, this is, it's 31,438. That's not the total cost of our bilingual pay, is it? I mean, countywide?
Yes, so that is the amount of the pay, the monthly pay amount for the entire fiscal year.
Did you say monthly or for the time?
Oh, for the whole year, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, so 31,438 is the total amount that the county pays for bilingual.
That is correct.
Okay.
And so, during the year, employees can, test to receive that. And of course, as employees leave, those come off of that. But yes, that is the total amount for the year.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any questions on F1A? If not, is there a motion to approve F1A?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. All right,
And,
F2, go ahead.
Sorry,
FY
moving on to
21.
to fiscal year 21 budget amendments. So our current year, starting with F2A, this is in the Drug and Alcohol Program Fund, and they are requesting to move within that fund into professional services. And this is for additional amount needed for a licensed psychologist supervisor that is provided by Baylor University. F2B, this is in the general fund for the Maintenance of Buildings Department. The request is an increase to janitorial services and related supplies for continued COVID-related cleaning that is needed. And so this amount is for 6 months of those services and supplies. F2C, this is in the general fund. This is for adult probation. This is an item that is a proximity card reader. And they had ordered this in the past fiscal year. It was budgeted in the past fiscal year, but they did not receive it and have it installed before year end. So the cost will show up in this fiscal year. So they were requesting to increase their budget by that $1,280. F2D, this is general fund for specialty court. And they are needing some additional funding in their other services and charges line item in relation to their DIMS software. So it's a drug court information management service software. F2E, this is general fund for the Highway 6 jail. They're just requesting to move within that department from outsourced prisoner transport to travel reimbursement. And that's just for an increase in prisoner transport that's done by our own employees rather than an outsourced company. F2G, this is in the Justice Technology Fund. The request is to increase furniture and equipment for JP11. They are needing a monitor with a webcam and then a little bit extra for a printer. F2H, this is the Permanent Improvement Fund for the 2019 bond. And this is an additional amount needed for the downtown jail asbestos project. There's a proposal attached from ECI, and this is for asbestos abatement design and management air monitoring services. And then F2I, this is general fund for the Commissioner's Court. And this is a request to increase other services and charges by $5,000 for additional amounts needed for sign language interpretation for court. And then I did skip F2F, and we need to defer F2F.
Okay, so defer F2F,
Yes, sir.
okay. All right, let's skip it. Do you want to go ahead? So that
Judge,
finishes all the,
F2J is a separate one that we'll have to, it will need to be deferred as well.
which one? F2J?
F2J, the next one, yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so, we need a motion to approve, F2A, B, C, D, E, F2G, F2H, F2I. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Motion is made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Is there a motion to defer F2F and F2J?
So
Motion
moved.
to defer.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, second, any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
All right, moving on to item G, bids, RFPs, RFQs, and quotations. Under G1, authorization of recommendation for bid 21-002, truck for Road and Bridge Precinct 2.
Yes, sir. On bid 21-002, we received two bids. One was from Lone Star Truck Group. The other was from BED Heritage Properties Limited, doing business as Volvo and Mack Trucks of Waco. The bid for the Lone Star truck was $125,600. The bid from Volvo Mack was $106,999. The thing is that we bid the Volvo truck bid did not meet the specifications as written in the bid. So we recommend that McLennan County grant the award for the purchase of the truck for Road and Bridge Precinct 2 to Lone Star Truck Group in the amount of $125,600. And again, Lone Star Truck Group submitted the bid that met our specifications.
Okay, any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
I move that we accept the recommendation from the purchasing department and that we award bid 21-002 to Lone Star Truck Group in the amount of $125,600.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under G2, authorization regarding renewal of bid 20-009, corrugated steel culverts. Ken?
Yes, so from our bid 20-009, we had in the initial term of the contract was from March 1. Something's right. That I think that should have been 20-019. Anyway, the initial term was from March 1, 2020 through February 28, 2021. The bid stated we had the option to renew our contract annually if the prices remain the same or there's no more than a 3% increase at the discretion of the Commissioner's Court. We consulted with Greg Barnett at Wilson Culverts, and they were willing to renew the contract for another year at the same rate. If approved, this contract will be in effect from March 1, 2021 to February 28, 2022. We respectfully submit this request for your consideration.
Okay, any questions? So the motion, and you're sure about the bid number, it should be 20, 019, is that correct?
I think so. I will verify that.
Okay.
And Judge, the agenda item does go on to specify Wilson Culverts Incorporated, so it has enough specificity, so we will be okay.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, is there a motion to approve G2?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under H, contracts and interlocal agreements. Under H1, authorization of maintenance and support agreement with DataWorks Plus LLC. This is regarding the county sheriff mugshot system. David?
Yeah, this is just the renewal for the standard contract that we have for DataWorks Plus. They do our mugshot system, our armband. We were happy with the service, and we want to keep this service for the upcoming year.
Okay, just a slight increase, not much there. Is anyone have any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve H1?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under H, oh, excuse me, go ahead, Dustin.
All right, H2, ratification of agreement for use of records building parking lot. City of Waco and SpaceX had reached out to us, I guess a couple weeks ago, right after the last agenda, and asked about using a portion of the records building parking lot for a display and exhibit on December the 12th, this past Saturday. And so this is just a ratification of that agreement. They had one of the capsules that had flown in space out on a trailer. So that's what was displayed there.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the ratification?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Moving on to item J, capital improvement, repair, maintenance projects, and construction projects. Under J1, regarding ADA renovations at Extraco Event Center, an agreement with John W. Irwin Construction, authorization of application for payment number 6. This is a payment application from Irwin totaling $36,441, and Ken and I have both reviewed this and have been on calls with CPNY and Irwin in the past couple of weeks as well.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve J1 for the application for payment number 6?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
All
Pass.
right, Judge, J2 will need to be pulled with no action.
Okay.
We have nothing under K this week. Under I, grants and grant proposals, or sorry, under L, grants and grants proposals. Under L1, regarding the 2020 State Homeland Security Program, authorization of Public Safety Office, prohibited telecommunications and video surveillance and equipment certification form. This has to do with the grant that was awarded for bomb squad equipment. This is a requirement of the State Homeland Security Program that this equipment certification form be submitted.
Okay, any questions? Not, is there a motion to approve L1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under L2, regarding the Texas Community Block Grant for water and sewer improvements in the unincorporated community of Elmont, authorization of request for payment, draw request number 4. This totals $153,606.15, and this is for work associated with those water and sewer improvements in Elmont.
Okay, any questions? Not is there a motion to approve draw request number 4?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under M, Department Office Specific Requests. Under M1, Specialty Court, Authorization of Cell Phone Request. Ken?
Yes, sir. We received a request for the specialty court for a cell phone for the case manager position. Also like to include the hotspot option on the phone. So again, there's no charge for the phone, but the monthly charge is $39.99 a month plus $5 for the hotspot. This will be paid from the Mental Health Managed Assigned Counsel grant, but also in that request, we had recently ordered a new phone for the specialty court, and they would like to add a hotspot option to the phone that we had already gotten for them. So it's 2 requests, one for a phone with a hotspot, and then just adding a hotspot to a phone that they already have.
Okay, any questions? If not, what's the pleasure, court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under M2, County Sheriff, approval of order declaring certain property as not meeting the criteria for salvage or surplus and authorizing the disposal of said waste property. Ken or David?
Well, I will say that David was cleaning out a room over at the sheriff's office, and it included a whole lot of safety vests. Well, I shouldn't say safety, tactical vests. And there also included taser housings. Neither one of those are items that we would want to release. So what we're requesting is the court allow us under the court order to have those items destroyed, is what it boils down to. And we had a longer list, but we managed to separate out some stuff that we felt like we could put through the auction. So anyway,
Any questions?
Under the 263.151 and 1 and 2, we say that these items do not meet the criteria for salvage or surplus, and authorizing the disposal of the waste.
All right. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve? This is a team sport. I'll make a motion, we approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Thank you.
All right, moving down to item N3, discussion and or action regarding deferring payroll tax obligations. And Judge, we will need to keep this deferred again.
All right. Is there a motion to defer?
So moved.
So move. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Okay, N4.
N4, discussion regarding healthcare plan audit and related engagement agreement with Messier 42 LLC. Judge, we'll need to keep this deferred again. We are in continued discussions with Baylor Scott and White and with M42.
All right. Is there a motion to defer?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under N5, McLennan County Historical Commission, there are two items. N5A is authorization of commission appointments. Chapter 318 of the Local Government Code directs the Commissioners Court to make historical commission appointments in January of odd number years. These will need to be approved by December 31st, 2020. And in your packet are recommendations for those appointments. And then under N5B, this is just a recording of the McLennan County Historical Commission bylaws.
All right, are there any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve N5A and N5B?
Motion to approve N5A and N5B.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under N6, acceptance of bond, statement of elected appointed officer, certificate of election, or other related documents for various elected and or appointed county officials. You will see those in your packet that have been received to date. So we will need a motion to accept those, the bonds, the statement of the officers, and the certificate of election documents.
All right, is there any questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. N7, discussion and action on extended the COVID-19 state of disaster and public health emergency declaration through January 31st, 2021, and this will align with what the city of Waco is doing.
All right. Any questions about that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. N8, authorization of appointment to the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 1, City of Robinson Board of Directors. Craig Lemon had reached out after the last court meeting and requested that the court appoint an individual to this Board of Directors. So, Judge?
Okay. So was there a recommendation?
Craig?
I'd like to appoint, make the recommendation we appoint incoming Commissioner Jim Smith.
All right.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under N9, authorization of intergovernmental transfers of funds derived from the County Healthcare Provider Participation Fund mandatory payments. Heather?
This HHSC is requesting an upcoming IGT with a settlement date of January 5th for the Delivery System Reform Incentive Payment Demonstration Year 9, Round 2. We don't have that exact amount yet, so we're just requesting the IGT up to the amount in the LPPF of $18,005,534.37.
All right, any questions for Heather? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under N10, approval of order declaring certain property as waste and authorizing the recycle or disposal of said waste property. And Ken, if you want to add anything, but I believe this is just our annual order, which allows for the disposal of scrap metal and or scrap without going through the auction process.
That's correct.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve N10?
Motion to approve N10.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under N11, approval of order exempting vehicle and equipment repairs from the requirements of section 262.023 of the local government code as authorized by local government code section 262.024A11. Ken?
Yes, sir. Again, this is just an annual order that I like to have in place, exempting the repairs of vehicles and equipment. When you take a piece of heavy equipment, especially, and to have it repaired, there's no control on what it's going to cost to fix it. So I like to have this in place to cover that situation.
Okay, any questions? No questions or a motion to approve N11?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under N12, authorization of Texas Historical Commission Historic Buildings and Structures Permit Extension. And we have two permits that are set to expire at the end of this year. They are under N12A and N12B. N12A has to do with the ADA compliance issues at the courthouse, and N12B is the fourth floor temporary courtroom. So we just need to be able to request the extension of both of these permits.
Okay, is there a motion to approve those two items for extension?
Motion to approve N12A and N12B.
Is there a second? Okay, have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under item O, Americans with Disabilities Compliance Project. Under O1, authorization of professional services invoices, CP&Y. O1A is their study and report for October, and that totaled $7,084 for the October services. Under O1B is regarding the ADA study and report for November, and the total of that invoice was $9,970.25.
Okay, if no questions, is there a motion to approve O1A and O1B?
Motion to approve.
Is there a
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Moving on to item P, McLennan County Venue Project, nothing under P1. Under P2, P2A, authorization of application and certificate for payment number 22 with John W. Irwin General Contractors, and this payment totals $1,534,173, and both Ken and I have reviewed it, and his has been signed off on by Populous, who was on site last week.
Any questions? No questions, call for a vote.
Need a motion.
Oh,
Motion to approve?
all right, is there a second? I'll
Second.
second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under P3, regarding engineering services agreement with Walker Partners, P3A is authorization of invoice. This is invoice totaling $1,500 for the topographic survey of Area C.
Any questions? Not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under P4, regarding the professional services agreement and related construction materials testing proposal with Langerman Foster Engineering Company. We have two invoices from them this week. Under P4A is authorization of invoice number 12306 totaling $2,354. P4B is authorization of invoice number 12073 totaling $1,558.50. And these are both for testing and other services on the Expo Center.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion
To approve.
Second?
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under P5, approval of plat submission for recordation to the city of Waco on behalf of McLennan County. This plat creates lots 3 and 4, block 1 of the Coliseum addition to the city of Waco, McLennan County, Texas, and authorization of the county judge to sign the plat and other required documents. Much as in the description, this creates lots 3 and 4 of block 1 for the Coliseum addition. Lot 3 is the county property. Lot 4 is the area to be transferred to the Waco ISD for the creation of their practice baseball and softball fields.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under item Q, McLennan County Radio Tower Project, Q1 regarding the system purchase agreement with Motorola Solutions, authorization of certificate of milestone acceptance regarding completion of microwave equipment install for Site 3. And Ken, it may be pretty self-explanatory, but I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
Well, only that I didn't put it down there, but you know, the total contract amount was $425,134. And so that the 10% contract price due upon the installation of equipment would be the $42,513.
Okay. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
moving on to the supplemental agenda under B, contracts interlocal agreements. Under B1, authorization of interlocal cooperation agreement with Leon County for housing and care of inmates. And this is an interlocal with Leon County for the housing and care of Leon County inmates at the Highway 6 or Jack Harwell Detention Center, and the per diem rate is $84 per man day.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Leon County?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass.
Under item C, county property and or construction projects. Under C1, approval of memorandum of agreement with Tim McLean for parcel 5W Chapel Road project for right-of-way purchase and temporary construction easement. Zane?
Yes, sir. Good morning. This is for the acquiring right-of-way on the Chapel Road Improvement Project from Mr. Tim McLean, recommending that the court approve the memorandum of agreement for his parcel of right-of-way on Chapel Road in the amount of $4,926, as well as C2, which is have the check written to the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, on his behalf, since there is an IRS lien on his property.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve C1 and C2?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under work session items, I don't have anything unless someone else does. If not, is Rosemary online? Is she off now?
Don't see her.
Okay, well, I believe
she's signed off.
I should have called her, but I wanted to recognize Rosemary. She's been an independent contractor with us for the last several years, worked us through several issues, primarily regarding the employee health plans, and helped in various ways, and then took on other projects as well. Her contract ended on 12/31. In the future, if there's other projects that come up, she's told me that she stands ready to help out again. So I just wanted to recognize her, and I'm sorry she's already off. And then lastly, because we're not going to have the December 28th, I believe it was, for the last Commissioners Court meeting, we've decided to defer that. It's primarily going to be department head reports. We'll defer that into January, so it doesn't interfere with all the holiday things that are going on. But so this makes this Commissioner Snell's final Commissioners Court meeting, and I wanted to publicly say I appreciate his hard work on the Commissioners Court and working through a lot of items. And I called him earlier and asked him if he would like to close out. At one time, he was the county judge pro tem, and because of his deciding not to run again, we have Commissioner Perry, the next longest serving commissioner, will take that place. But I think it's appropriate for Commissioner Snell to say what he wants to say and then gavel us out of the meeting. So, Commissioner Snell?
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's I really appreciate everybody working with me on the court. I've seen a lot of changes in the last 12 years of serving on the court. From when I first started, we have a lot of new department heads, a lot of new elected officials, and a whole bunch of new employees. And we've come a long way from when I started. I think we've done a lot better. I do feel like the county is much more efficient than it used to be. And and that's due to the help of all of the county employees, the elected officials, and this commissioner's court. In my time on the court, we've weathered the West explosions, the biker trials, and now we're in the middle of a pandemic and hopefully close to the end of that pandemic. And looking back only 2 years, when I decided not to run and see what changes have happened in just 2 years in our community today, it just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. But I think with the help of all the people we have on the court and in the county, we can continue to strive forward and work our way out of this. But I wanted to thank especially the court members that I work with on a daily basis. You know, we may not always agree, but we can always agree to disagree, and we can continue to work together. I also want to thank again the employees and the elected officials, my fellow court members. I want to thank Chrissy, my assistant, and all my coworkers at the yard for all the support and help I've had over the last 12 years. With that, I'd like to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and the court is adjourned.
All right, thank you. All right, anybody
Merry
else?
Christmas.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone,
Christmas.
and have a very safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you.